The USA took it upon themselves to spread freedom in the face of communist takeover. We can see this in the film Red Dawn, where the citizen is holding a gun against this Soviet soldier. We can see the self-reliance in the people in the USA because they're taking matter into their own hands by killing the Soviet invaders. Also, in the documentary, we can see how people in America wanted to stop the Soviet invasions to other countries because they felt like communism was going to kill people's freedoms, and started the Vietnam War. Also, the Cold War added the race to the moon, which the US won that race and put it in television. This gave hope and freedom to the people in America. In the Captain America propaganda, we can see how American people, the government wants for people to participate in the fight against communism because they put him fighting against many villains that show like communist power. Well, Captain America is struggling himself, just fighting against communism.
Next in the scene, also in Red Dawn, we see a video pan from "They Can Have My Gun When They Pry From My Cold Dead Fingers." The camera then pans down and you see a dead American citizen with the gun in his hand, and a Soviet comes to rip it out. This shows that we will fight for their freedom and liberties against communist spread, even in the face of overwhelming odds. And this shows our self-reliance and also our willingness to fight for our freedoms, because when we are facing oppressors, even an average citizen will take up arms against those who oppress us. A good example for this, for fighting for people's freedoms, was shown in the documentary Vietnam in HD, which highlights the Vietnam War. And the Vietnam War started because France split into two regions, and the North and the South. And the North wanted communism and was backed by the Soviets, and the South wanted more the capitalists, which was backed by the USA. And this created tensions, and eventually the USA, who wanted to fight for the Southern's freedoms, we invaded and started attacking the North, and which created a 19-year-long war because we wanted to promote other people's freedom against communist oppressors. This is also showcased lastly in the comic book The Red Iceberg, which depicts a lone U.S. boat out in the vast Atlantic Sea, which shows how we are all by ourselves against a communist takeover. And we are approaching a red iceberg, which is a Soviet iceberg, along with the tombstones of other communist countries. Now, the tombstones depict that communism will take over, communism will destroy countries that it takes over, and the Soviets are the cause for all this destruction. And the boat, the U.S. boat approaching the iceberg, states that communism is a threat to our liberties and freedom, because it could cause ultimate destruction for our country. Now, although the USA was not technically alone in this fight against communism, it was the one who brought all the Western countries together to fight against it, and it was the leading face of freedom in the fight for communism.